Okay, guys, this will be the final one. I don't care if it's gonna decrease this limit the time on this review. I won't do I won't do this Beauty and the Beast review ever again. Never go back to this reboot review. So let's get this over with for this part one of this review. So the guys Murad said again before, I think that Beauty and the Beast movie is going to suck. Well, I had no choice but watch it with my brother the day until after its release, because my father forced me to do it. And remember I said I think it's going to suck? Well, I was right. Kind of right. If you already know what the story is about this movie, if you saw the original. Now, I want you guys to know I never watched the original before. After I watched the reboot, I decided to watch the original on Fire Stick, and I say is way better than the remake because you can't beat the original. Because people say it's the most classic and memorable Disney films out there, along with The Lion King. So for this part one review, I'm just gonna give you some things I like and dislike about this movie. Like I said, I was kind of right that this movie's gonna suck, but just kind of. I'll give you guys reason why until the second part of this review. So let's get the good stuff out of the way first. Firstly, I have to say there are some good, decent jokes I like. I didn't laugh all of them, but that's beside the point. I do like some of the jokes they made from the original, and it does look nice and funny. Also, I do like of course, I do like all the songs they remastered from the original. Of course, I like all the songs, especially "Be Our Guest." But the problem is with those songs, I'll get to those in a minute, is that the pacing of them, just like how the rest of the movie goes. Also, my favorite part of the new song they did was the Beast song about how he sang about how much he actually does love Belle. It was very sweet and nice. Also, I do like seeing how they find out what happened to Belle's mom. It is kind of dark that her mom died in the bubonic plague. That was really dark, really. But that's not the point. Anyway, also, I do like some of the actors. They did a decent job playing as a character. Emma Watson, what I'll tell about that in the second part, she does a fine job of Belle. And she does look pretty. And she does kind of do like Belle. They actually did do it perfect. I also do like some of the voice acting they did on the antique characters. They kind of sound like the original self on the actors, but only kind of. Even though the actor who plays the Beast did try to do a good job, did do a decent job as the Beast, but that's beside the point. And also, I do like seeing the visual of this movie. They do look very nice to look at. Of course, I love seeing how they to put the weathering together. I like seeing how they did the snow in the middle of June. It does look visually nice. And of course, I like the design of the castle. It looks big and enormous. I also do like the village. I love Gaston's Tavern. I love everything. All the vet sets happen in the movie. The setting of the movie. It does look nice. And finally, my favorite part in the whole movie, just like in the original, was the climax where the antiques fighting the villagers when they invade the castle. That was really, really good and really funny. However, this movie goes downhill at best. Now let's get to the bad stuff. And firstly, let's talk about Josh Gad, who plays LeFou in this movie. We all know Josh Gad, who plays the voice of Olaf in Frozen. Well, they let him destroy LeFou's character. They just want to do enough. This is another movie where they want us to know that Josh Gad is the gayest person you ever knows in any movie history. But from now on, I'm just gonna call Josh Olaf just to be super simple. And you know what the big problem with Olaf is? It's the fact that every movie he's in, they always want us to know that he's gay. If you don't believe me, look back to Angry Birds movie and the scene where Chuck was by Olaf, who's imagine about the Mighty Eagle, was saying thinking that he's a stripper and he dresses a woman to get his autograph. And that just really knows that they made him gay. And they made a lot of gay jokes in this Beauty and the Beast. However, we all know LeFou is one of the most memorable villain sidekicks in Disney history. But I'm sure the kids who did watch the original and decided to see this movie, they're gonna notice ask their parents like, Mom, Dad, why is LeFou being so weird? Act like he's engaged to Gaston in this movie? And I'm sure parents will find this controversial. They did never, if they saw this movie before when they're young, they know something wrong about LeFou. Also, let's talk about Gaston too. Gaston is not that great villain in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure that people say he's the greatest, but I just don't. He's just another big idiot villain I ever seen in my life. I understand that's the point for his character in the original, that he doesn't take the hint that Belle doesn't like him. She doesn't love him. That's all. I know it's a purpose, but come on. I understand that he thinks the beast is a ferocious beast, but it still makes me even more frustrating after the part where he finds out about the beast. It's just literally frustrating. And also, another thing that frustrated me about this movie is the beginning. Like, first off, instead of the stained glass window like they did in the original, for some reason they decided to do it in live action because no reason. They just literally want us to see what the beast. They already spoil what we know. What the beast already look like in the live action film. They already spoiled what he looks like. Well, aside from the makeup he's on, but still, it's kind of a spoiler. That means we already know what he looks like as a human and serves no purpose. Also, the beginning with Belle is very frustrating too. Like, I understand you in the song, like, everybody's always find Belle odd because she's not like any other woman. But come on, guys. All women always have different personalities. Sure, women are says of beauty and always be wealthy and always be helpful a lot. But she's just not like any other woman she always had to be. She's a smart girl. She knows what to do, and she always be so creativity, and she always wants to see something more. That's all Disney princesses always have nowadays, wanting more. And that's what basically they all do. I mean, in the original, they don't really judge her saying that she's not that special. But here, they did it worse. Like, just even one scene where she's teaching this girl how to read, and then one of them spotters starts bickering about her teaching this girl how to read, and they start stopping her doing her one creative chore by letting the horse do all the laundry. I mean, come on, guys. She's inventing something like her father did, just to make your future simple and easy. I know it's the Middle Ages, but come on. And now let's get to the final one. The design of the characters, which is the antiques. And boy, they look very, very bad. Like, first off, Lumiere. He is the most laziest thing I ever seen in my life. I mean, he's just, when he's cursed, you notice that he's just a candle. He's just a human, miniature brass version of a human, but just had candles for his hand and on top of his head. I mean, if you look at the original, at least all the characters look like the antiques that talk. But here, Lumiere is just a human but have candles on his body. It's just really wrong in this. And Mrs. Potts and Chips, oh boy, they totally ruined their experience. Like, for some reason, like, instead of having this Mrs. Potts, instead of having the stout as her nose, they decided to let her face on the side of the teapot. And with Chip, they decided to let him fall along with let him bring his plate along with them. Even though we never seen him do that before in the original, but that just really let me scratch my head and notice, what's the purpose of that? Teacups can go anywhere without their plates. It makes no freaking sense. As for the rest of the antiques, they're mediocre. I mean, like, they kind of like remind me of the cheap CG effect on the effects from the remake of Haunting. And you know what? Even the furniture from Shrek 2 and the Fairy Godmother's dance sequence are much more creative and to look at in that film than instead of this film. I am dead serious. Also, the wardrobe is the worst. Like, we can't even tell what her expression is with the curtains and the ribbons and all that stuff. The only thing that looks creative is Codsworth the Clock. And you're not going to barely see the expression on his face. At least he does look very, very good. Good. And last but not least, the Beast. Well, this is gonna be the last thing I'll talk about this after about end this part 1. Yeah, he doesn't look that good. He's just a man, but grows a lot, hairs a lot and grows hairs for no reason. Yeah, they didn't make him look like a natural beast. Like, if you compare it to the original, at least in that movie, they let him have a lot of creativity. They have a lot of variety what a beast should look like in that film. They have the eyebrows of a buffalo. And a gorilla. They have legs of a coyote. They have the body of a bear. A hair for of the lion. That's creative. But here, we just have a man who is just have his hair grow all day, not even cut it, and grow horns. That's basically what his design is. And that's where I'm gonna stop here. Tomorrow I'm gonna do my part 2 review on Beauty and the Beast. I hope y'all enjoy this, and thank you. Sorry guys, this has had to be perfect. I'm sorry. It's just this video. I'm just having a hard time uploading this video right. So, bye.